Hey, it's Roger from MiWayJourneys, and I want to say we're off to a journey to Portsmouth, New Hampshire in the waterfront area. We have a couple of things we're going to do here. We're going to walk around Strawbery Banke, which is the original settlement of New Hampshire back in the 1600s. And then we're going to go over to Prescott Park. Then we may catch some dinner over there. This is a lively downtown, walkable town. You come in, park, and you can walk to everything. I do make one stop. The first stop we're going to make as we do this journey is we're going to stop at the Albacore Museum. The Albacore is a prototype submarine that was built over in what was then the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, is now the Kittery shipyards. And we're going to walk through this prototype submarine. It was the prototype for the nuclear class submarines that were built much later in the future. This submarine never had armaments. It was always about research and development. So we're going to walk around that pretty interesting little ship. And then we'll move over to the waterfront area and the Strawbery Banke Museum. So really the decisions of this trip is that it was a beautiful day. So we decided to take in some outdoor activities and we headed over there. Of course, seasonal crowds, weather would impact this journey if you did decide to go. Here's a brief little map of the area. So we're going to go over here to Strawbery Banke, and then we'll walk over to Prescott Park. And then in the Bow Street areas where all the restaurants, not all, but a lot of the seafood and restaurants are here in the Bow Street area. And then here at number 4 is the Main Street area where there's shopping and some other restaurants. But again, like I said, very walkable town, rich in history. There's actually the Chamber of Commerce offers a great food tour that I've done once before. So some options, take a look at the chamber site. They do offer some tours, walking history tours. There's actually a Black History tour that runs here in Portsmouth as well. So just a great small city that's worth the view, and it's right on the waterfront in itself. So here's a little bit of the Strawbery Banke Museum that we're going to walk around end to end. Check out all the different buildings and gardens and the history that they offer here. So let's just move on here. So again, I just want to recap that near and along the way, there's shopping and dining, and you can do boat rides, and there's some brewery tours. There's the Portsmouth Trail, the food tour itself that I mentioned, the Black History tour, and then the Portsmouth City Music Hall, which is a real treasure there. And they do have a full venue of artists that come through there, from theater to musical artists and comedians and such that come through in this renovated music hall that's there. So let's stop, listen to this, and let's go. All right, MiWayJourneys, here we are in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We're going to make a stop here at the Albacore Museum. Unique submarine. It was never used for wartime. It never carried armaments. It was an experimental submarine that was kind of a predecessor to what they ended up building as the nuclear submarine. So a lot of the technology or the shape, design, were all used in as they tested and got ready to build those larger crafts. So we're going to go in and walk around, take some shots and snaps in there, and we'll see what we can do as we do our Portsmouth adventure. Thank you.
Welcome to Albacore Park. Albacore was a one-of-a-kind submarine built, home-ported, and maintained here by the skilled craftsmen of the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. Albacore was the first modern submarine to have the rounded hull. She was 2/3 the length of a World War II fleet boat and fast. With her special silver zinc battery, she could outrun a contemporary nuclear submarine approaching speeds of 40 miles per hour. Albacore was the platform for trying out new submarine propulsion and control systems, tactics, and operational concepts. Launched in August of 1953, she was commissioned in December of that year. In September of 1972, she was decommissioned and moved to the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. She remained there until 1984, when she was towed to Portsmouth and later moved to her current location in 1985. In 1989, Albacore was designated a National Historic Landmark for her contributions to submarine design. In 2000, she was designated a Historic Mechanical Engineering Landmark for her many unique systems and a historic welded structure for her hull. In 2005, Albacore was inducted into the Submarine Hall of Fame for her contributions to submarine engineering and design.
Let you be in your head at the same time. Size limit for people who could work in. If there was a size limit for people who can work in.
All right, MiWayJourneys, here we are at Strawbery Banke in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Strawbery Banke was one of the original settlements here in the colonies back in the 1600s. What they've done here is a number of the buildings are original to the property, and then they've saved others from around the city to create the Strawbery Banke Museum. There are docents that talk about the different ages and eras of the houses that are here. But it's a really nice kind of a living history museum that they've set up here. So we're going to walk around, take some snaps, and take in a little bit of history here. After we're done here, we'll cross over to Prescott Park, where is a very lively, active part of Portsmouth here in the waterfront district.
See, I was born 20 days before Pearl Harbor.
Right.
So, World War II was going on, and I can remember going to the movies, as just maybe a 4-year-old at the news.
All right, MiWayJourneys, that's going to call it a day here at Strawbery Banke. We're still going to be here in Portsmouth, down in the waterfront area, and but a lot of great buildings. Docents around here to kind of help you explain the houses, who owned them, but a great collection of restored buildings for the different periods of 16, 17, 18, and 19th century houses. Just a great day to come down here. Prescott Park is right across the street. A lot of events and going on for the family and adults at different time for different bands, plays that go on down there. And maybe if we're lucky, if we cross over that way, we're going to see a Gundalow. And I can talk about the Gundalow once we get over there. So that's it for Strawbery Banke. Thank you very much. All right, here we are down on the waterfront of the Piscataqua River. We're right across the street from Strawbery Banke. And we can see here right behind me, right here, is a Gundalow. And this is more of a flat bottom sail ship that would allow to take the freight off of the ships or from the port and go up the rivers to areas like Salmon Falls, further up the river on the Piscataqua to those people that are more inland. So I'm going to take a little video as we walk by the Gundalow. You can get a ride on here. However, it has a different schedule and not really in my time today, but I wanted to get you an image of a Gundalow, which is really predates the area back to the 1700s and 1800s it was used. So let's take a look. So there we have it. What a great day. We had perfect weather for our day trip to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. The Albacore Museum, what an amazing piece of design and engineering that was there. That was a really nice visit there. Lots of people passing through. And as you could see, the entire submarine, you can touch and move everything that's available there. If it's not, it's behind a plexi screen. But fun for all to go there, and especially if you're interested in maritime history, there's a great piece. Then we moved over to the Strawbery Banke, and we spent several hours here going in the multiple buildings that are available. As I said earlier, there are docents available to answer any questions, and it's interactive, and there's things for kids to do. If you should take time to go over to Strawbery Banke. And then right across the street is Prescott Park. And again, you can look at the Prescott Park Portsmouth schedule, and you can see what activities that they have going on there. They've got theater and concerts, and they run through the day and evenings. So there may be something that you want to time your visit to Portsmouth and the waterfront area. There we also saw the Gundalow. What a interesting small sail ship, which allowed the larger ships to offload goods and then move them up the river into areas where the water was more shallow, and so they needed these flat bottom sailboats to move goods up the river. So that was just an interesting piece there. And again, I didn't have time to go on, take the Gundalow ride around the harbor area, but what a fascinating area that is there with the tugs and the ships coming in. And then right across from Portsmouth, you can see the naval shipyard from there. But a lot of great, interesting shops to go into, some unique things that you can find there, as well as culinary treats that are there. So I want to thank you for watching, and remember to do that like and subscribe. Okay, well, remember, if you like the video, please give it that thumbs up or subscribe. We thank you very much for your patronage in watching the videos as we go on all of these different journeys. So thank you and have a great day.